Hey folks, hello folks, hey folks, and welcome to the Benjamin Silver Show or the Ben Silver Show, whichever you prefer. I don't mind. Hope you all are having a lovely Wednesday. It's a beautiful day here where I am. Uh, Wanted to talk today to y'all about a fella by the name of Pete Hegseth, who you may or may not know is the current Secretary of Defense, or as he prefers to style it, the Secretary of War, because you see, he is a very manly man, and he likes other very manly men. He's in the news recently. See if I can pull up this article here. It's an article in The Hill. Hegseth announces annual testosterone screenings for service members. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Wednesday announced a new effort to annually screen service members' testosterone levels and offer testosterone replacement therapy, framing it as a way to keep troops on the leading edge of lethality. The screening, added as part of a warfighter's periodic health assessment, will affect troops aged 30 and older, though those under 30 can voluntarily choose to get the test. So, I mean, I think it's good that, in general, the people who serve in our military should, absolutely get cutting edge healthcare. Have the treatments that they need. But all of these guys, Pete Hegseth, Bobby Kennedy, a lot of these Maha types, right, are really big into testosterone. And probably, let's be honest, human growth hormone to a certain extent as well. And they love just like shooting themselves up with that so they can have these nice big beefy muscles, which, I mean, if you're a fan of big beefy muscles, nothing wrong with that. I happen to like big beefy muscles as well. But to then equate that with masculinity, they have this very peculiar vision of masculinity. It mostly involves muscles and violence and shaving yourself clean. I don't know if you saw this. He was in the news a little while ago because he wants to get rid of all beards in the Navy. He's really big into how he looks. He's big into how other guys look. He wants the Army to be full of big, beefy, white men, essentially. Because, of course, another thing that he's been in the news for is denying the promotions recommended by, the armed services. They've got these sort of like internal boards of, high-level general officers who, essentially figure out who gets promoted from 1-star to 2-star, so on and so forth. And it's my understanding that generally the Secretary of Defense just acts according to these recommendations, except in, rare cases. But in this case, we can see here, let me pull this up. Opportunities narrow for women as Hegseth blocks more promotions. So more promotions because he was actually in the news for this a couple of months back, where basically the same thing happened. There were all of these generals and admirals up for promotion, and he nixed a lot of them, and the majority of those that he nixed were either black officers or women. And again, here we see Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth recently blocked the promotions of 7 senior Navy officials, 5 of whom are women or people of color, to 2-star admiral rank, current and former defense officials said. So these were current 1-star admirals, and they were supposed to be nominated to be 2-star admirals. He blocked their promotions. Just 7 specific promotions that he blocked, and 5 of those are women or people of color. And here we go down to, he didn't provide a rationale for this specific decision, but they have sort of him generally talking about, he believes, he has this idea that DEI has led to a ton of unqualified people being put into high-level positions, which, I don't know a lot about the armed forces, but my impression is that they're primarily concerned with, like their defensive and offensive capabilities and less about being PC, but what do I know? So he's convinced that basically, unless you are a white man, you probably don't deserve the job that you have, which, some people might call that racist and sexist. And I would agree with those people. Now, I'd like to also take a look at, lest we forget, Pete Hegseth. Before he was the Secretary of Defense, he was actually he was in the media. That was what he did for most of his career after a brief stint in the military. He spent most of his career as a journalist, I suppose you could say. I wouldn't say that. I would say he was more of a media personality, I guess. He hosted a morning show on Fox, on the Fox network. I think Fox News, they call themselves, which I think it's kind of like an ironic thing at this point. But he was in the news a while back. Kind of went viral for this. Here we go. There he goes. Oh, misfire, throwing an axe on live television. Oh, and you can see he's got that. He turns around with that, like, oh, isn't that funny kind of look. Bam. Just wax that guy. Wax that guy. So this is the guy who is now talking about how in our military we need more big, manly, masculine men who can fight wars. And yet, despite, he seems to fit his own definition of masculinity. He is a big, muscly guy, and yet he doesn't seem like he would be a very capable warfighter. Just judging from that, if you're in a war where both sides are throwing axes at each other, for instance, I don't think I would enlist him in combat there. But maybe this was a long time. This is 11 years ago. People change. People improve in their skills, and so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has earned. Maybe he has justified his sort of obsession with this vision of masculinity. Let's take a look. Here he is. This was a month ago. A month ago, he was working out with the USS Boxer personnel, which I guess is some kind of boat or something. I don't know, named after the Boxer Rebellion. Seems like and it's in Singapore. It seems like a little bit of a, well, anyway. Here he is. Here is Pete Hegseth trying to keep up with these, I guess, Navy, what do you call them? Seamen, I think. Here we go. He's joking around with them now. Oh, they're getting selfies. That's nice. Oh, here he's jogging. Oh, okay, yeah. The grapevining. Oh, he's getting really just kind of flailing around wildly, I would call it. It looks like one of their like dads just kind of showed up. Oh, that's enough jumping jacks. That was 10 jumping jacks. Oh, okay, doing shuttle runs or something. Here we go. Oh, keep that back straight. Ooh, really very poor form. He is so conscious of being on camera. This is killing him. Oh, you see that? Did you see that little? You did a little eye glance. Little glance toward the camera there. He thought he looked really cool. Oh yeah, look at me slicking my hair back with sweat. Oh, that's enough of that. All right, I think that's probably enough of that. Anyway, all this to say, like, there is in Pete Hegseth, in RFK, in a lot of these MAGA Maha types, you're kind of Andrew Tate adjacent, broy. Let's just call it what it is. It's toxic masculinity, and it's. I'm always a little bit hesitant to say this as a gay man myself, but I think there's a lot of like sort of latent like homoeroticism in all of this, and I think, you know what, Pete, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make an appeal to you directly, Pete. If you're listening to this, which I hope you are, just come out, man. And stop shooting yourself up with that testosterone. It makes you, well, not the testosterone so much, but definitely the HGHs. They make you a little ragey. And it's not good for your long-term health. I think they shrink your balls, and you can grow boobs as well. Which, I mean, nothing, obviously, if that's, however you want to treat your body is your decision. But please, please, please stop pushing it on all of us. Your lifestyle. It's a little sick. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for you here. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for joining us on the Benjamin Silver Show, or the Ben Silver Show, whichever you prefer. I don't mind. It's the Benjamin Silver Show, or the Ben Silver Show, whichever you prefer. I don't mind. It's the show.